Noisy birds. Bit pop. Oh, didn't close the door properly. Neutral. Oh my god! I didn't think it was going to start. That's why I'm stood in front of it when I started it. I didn't expect it to. I thought I was going to have to get the charger on it. Okay. Why does it smell of cat pee? Well, I never. How about that? Started. Whoops. I've got to do this just to take the bins out. I've got to replace them. One of my jobs. I've got some replacements down in the barn. I can't believe that started. That was amazing. So what I'm going to do, get the seat off. What I'm going to do is hook up like a charge cable here coming out the side, and then I can plug in like a trickle charger permanently around the back there. So when I park the quad bike, I can just plug it in to a little thing just here, and then I know that when I come to use it, just unplug the trickle charger, it'll be good to go, because I don't use it very often. The battery does wear down. I suppose I ought to check it, really. I just use it. Yeah. I suppose I ought to service it. It's a kite. I've just been having a bit of a tidy. I've spent ages filling up this, levelling it, keeping quite a nice gap in between the stones and underneath this wood now, so nearly ready. There's my foot plates for the back 3 posts. That's going to sit on top of the concrete. That's the decision. I've got to go and get 2 telephone poles. They're going to go in here. One there. A couple of 8x2s across the top of the poles. I really want this beam to be very, very strong because it's supporting these. They're quite old. They're off the front of the barn, so I'm repurposed them. I need to actually just measure like one of those bits there, so I can know exactly how much I can get out of each sheet and then multiply it by 8. I'll measure that in a minute. I've got to measure my pocket, but I'm trying to do this quickly rather than talk for hours and hours and bore myself as well as whoever wants to watch this nonsense. Right, what am I doing? There's got a few holes in it, but I've decided I'm going to just plug the holes afterwards, so I do quite like the idea of reusing these. Anyway, the two 8x2s going across the top, there's going to be 4.8 metres between these two posts, roughly. About 4.5 metres between the two telegraph poles, and that's a big span, and that's a lot of weight. They're not like the modern cheap things. They're considerably heavier. So that's a little bit bent, look. And do you know what? Do not care. Right, a couple of 8x2s up there on top of the telephone pole, so that span across there. This is the 8x2s that are in there is C24. This is C16, look, because it says on it upside down C24 on the 8x2s, and I was looking at the capacity of it and then trying to estimate how much each one of these weighs and work it out, and I think I'll end up bowing the 8x2, just putting one of them, so I'm going to double it up. We'll have two of them spanned across there. At the back, so telephone poles there, I hear these 4x4s, they're going to go 2.4 metres. That's exactly what they are, and I'm going to go 2.4 at the back because that's essentially going to be the bottom end of a roof, and this is going to slope up. My telephone poles are about 4 metres, so I can go as high as I like, maybe about 2.8 metres high. Then put my 8x2s on the top, so I've got a clearance then of 2.6 metres. That is 2.32. So as long as I both stay above 2.4, so I've already gone, let's imagine this here, 2.32, I'm going to have at least 2.4, and ideally somewhere around 2.6, so a good that much gap above that before you hit the roof, slopes down to 2.4 metres minus one of these 4x2s on the top. And I'll use two of these on the back here, because we can go 4.8 metres across here. These two here, for instance, would clamp nicely onto either side of that and give me a back. Post, telegraph, 8x2s, 4x2s, doesn't matter what I put across here, it's not going to be load bearing. This is load bearing itself because they're not crap. So this here stays pretty damn straight, and it's heavy. It really is heavy. That's why I want that to be really strong and that to be really strong, because the corrugated's going to span across there. I will put, imagine these three, I will put them at the end, but they're going to be fixed to the strong beams on the top. So these aren't necessarily going to give me strength. Strength is coming from these two ends here. These are kind of going to, let's describe them as going to be aesthetic, but one on that end, one on this end, and then I can strap some more 4x2s, one maybe in the middle. It's only a 3 metre span, right? So I've got a strong beam on that end, a strong beam on that end. If I was to put this like aesthetic one across the middle, it just supports it a little bit. I could probably even put like a 4x2 there, 4x2 there, and go across. It just means I can hang lights from it and stuff like that. So, you know, for the sake of a couple of 4x2s, I could do that, but they're not going to be really taking any of the weight. All the weight is going to be supported on either end, and I'm just going to have to hope that I'm right in terms of the strength of these. They are, they're heavy, really bloody heavy. Right, what am I doing? Oh, it's where it dug itself in, a little trench. Ew! Someone's done a massive crack down there. It wasn't me. Oh, that means this has been pulled through it. Oh. No! Okay. Right, so somehow I've got to get these, and they are quite heavy. That one's a little bit thicker than that one, and that one's a bit thicker than that one. Do I need that one? It's that many big. Okay, but that's the narrow end. That end's thicker. That end's thicker. So is that the thick end or the thin end? Oh, it's that one's pretty linear. All right, that's it. There's my two anyway. That's what we're going to use for the pallet store thing. Look at the bits of metal in here. Yeah, okay. Need to be careful with that. Look at that. How cool is that? I guess that's a year or something there. Right. How am I going to move these? Ha. All right. Have a think about this one. Clear the corner. Let's try it. Right, you watch. Tell me what happens. How's that? Yeah. Kind of work. Like Mary Poppins, because she always likes quad bike. Oh my god, golden. It's just purdy. It's just Trey Purdy, isn't it? Is this what people do with like GoPros? Walk around like this. Kate hates it because when I watch videos on YouTube, you end up with this. She hates big faces on telly. So it's one of the reasons I don't do this. Plus, why would you want to look at that when you can look at that? Logical, right? It's still cat shit or whatever it is, badger shit maybe, because it's quite a big one. Oh yeah, I've got to put the digger away. Right, well there's my 2 posts. Where? It's a tape measure. Oh. Yeah. Where could it be? Where could it be? It's me. It's me. How do you... YouTube people got 3 arms. Oh my god. 305. And the other one's the same. They're the same length. I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but I am. I don't know what you're looking at. I have no idea what you can see. 305, they're the same length. Well, that's it then. I'm going up 3 meters. I just need to be sure that when I cut the top here, I haven't got loads of them like embedded big, these, whatever they're called, grappling hooks, or those things, what are they called? U-clips things. No idea, whatever they're called, I've forgotten the name of them. Oh my gosh. Right, 3 meters high, that's what I'm doing. I'm going up 3 meters, and then the back will be 2.4. So, 60 centimeters. It's too much, isn't it? That's too big a drop, but that's fine. To put these in, I'm going to chop them off, like I said. Fantastic. Fantastic. Don't lose the tape measure by hiding it in plain sight. I'm going to put the digger away. And then I suppose I need to move those, just get them out of the way somewhere. If I stand them up, then if they get wet, then hopefully they'll dry out again. Does that make sense? Can you see? I want to look at the screen. There's no one there. There's no one there. Right. I'm happy. Been eating donuts. That's why I'm happy. Okay, one step closer to, or one very small step closer to actually being progressive, productive. So, get rid of the digger. Stop talking. Stop talking.